Hi friend, this is Pastor Lucas Pin and this is our snack for the journey. And this week we are still in the book of Luke, the Gospel of Luke. Beautiful gospel. I'd like to encourage you to read the whole gospel. Luke was a doctor who worked with the Apostle Paul, so he was a co-worker with the Apostle Paul, and he did a research about the life of Jesus, interviewing people, and it is a very interesting gospel, beautiful gospel, and so many lessons. We don't have time to go to all the lessons that we have there, but we are going just to a few of them because this is just a snack for your spiritual journey. So before I read the verse for today, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to our channel and to share this video with your friends and family and help us to bless other people. Verse for today, chapter 10, verse 16. Chapter 10, verse 16. It says this: He who listens to you listens to me. He who rejects you rejects me. But he who rejects me rejects him who sent me. This is Jesus preparing the disciples, the 72 disciples, to send them to preach the gospel to all over the place in that region there, and he is telling something very important for each one of us. If you are a preacher, a teacher, or just a Christian that gives your testimony about Christ, and we should do that. Jesus says this, and it's a very powerful thing. He says, he who listens to you listens to me. People that pay attention what you have to say about Jesus, they are listening to Christ himself. When we give our testimony, when we share the gospel, the story of Jesus with other people, and there is two sides of this. First of all, we need to be faithful what we're saying, faithful to the scriptures, to God, to Christ himself. Tell the story, the right story. But then people who are listening, they have the responsibility, because when we teach the gospel, when we share the gospel, when we share the word of God, and they listen, they're listening to Christ himself. Can you imagine our responsibility? When they're listening to you and to me, teaching, preaching, sharing the gospel, they're listening to Christ himself. And doing so, they're listening to whom he sent him, the Father. So it's a great responsibility on our part, but also a great responsibility on the part of those who are listening, because they're not listening. They cannot say, oh, it was just Lucas saying. No. Here Jesus says, it's me saying it. It's me saying it. If it is the gospel, if it is the truth, if it is in the word of God, it's Jesus talking. So we have the responsibility, but those who are listening, and that is very important for us to understand, they have a greater responsibility, because they are not listening to Christ when we speak. And this is very important for us to understand, that we represent Christ. When we speak, is Christ speaking to them and talking to them. And this is our snack for today. God bless you.